Hey everyone, it's Josh and Joey here for part 2 of our adoption series. Sorry it took us so long to make this. We've been really busy lately. Miles and Micah are keeping us on our toes, and the 3 dogs that we have. But
We just want to follow up from where we were last time. I think we had just, the relationship with the first birth mother had dissolved, and we were in the process of moving to our second fixer-upper here in Grant Park.
yeah, so everything with the first birth mother ended. And then we decided to just take time and travel and have fun and kind of have the year to ourselves and just keep living our lives, which is what you have to do because you don't really know when that connection is going to happen. So we moved into that home in October.
You started a new job in December with Portia.
And then we planned all these trips starting in January.
Through the summer, we booked
Yeah.
like a trip to the Caribbean for my parents' anniversary. Yeah.
And then in February, we get a phone call from a potential birth mother. And I remember coming home thinking, oh man, this is crazy if it works out. We have all these trips planned and life is
We
gonna
lost a lot of
change.
money.
But we spoke with her. We had a really good first conversation. We felt comfortable.
Yeah, this was going to be her 6th child. She currently had custody of the 2 youngest children, and the 3 oldest were with the birth fathers. And so this was going to be her first adoption. So we had some trepidation about her actually going through with the process, this being her first time. And so we were cautious, but based off of the initial conversation we had with her, we were pretty optimistic as well.
Yeah, that, and she had 5 boys, and so we were very unsure of what would happen if it turned out to be a little girl. So we just kind of
we just kind of
proceeded
went
with
with
caution. Yeah, they always tell you to guard your heart, so that's what we did. And
yeah, we scheduled was it a weekday that we went down?
no, it was a Saturday.
It was a Saturday where we drove. Sheila lived in Mobile, Alabama, so it was about a 5.5 hour commute. So we drove down on a Saturday and we met her, and she was living in a motel with her then boyfriend and the 2 little children in a 1-bedroom motel room. And when we pulled up, I remember it was just a very kind of dire circumstance. There was, this is the middle of the day. There's prostitution going on. When we pulled in, there were 3 older gentlemen who were sitting in the middle of the parking lot in lawn chairs, drinking alcohol out of a paper bag. And then we pull in, and all of a sudden we see the birth mother come out with the 2 little children. They're both under the age of 3, I think. And so she was holding one of them. The other one was walking, but he was just wearing a diaper and he didn't have shoes on his feet. And so that initial kind of shock and the reality of the situation really started to set in.
Yeah, this is a part of America that everyone talks about, but when you actually see that, your heart just kind of breaks and goes out to that family, to those little boys and the birth mother who is holding on and trying to do everything
Fighting.
possible to make sure that she can, give those boys a good life and give this unborn child a life that she just couldn't give. So we put him in the car and we told her we would take her anywhere she wanted to eat for lunch, and she wanted to go to Outback, and so we pull up at Outback, Josh and myself and her and these 2 little boys.
Lots of looks.
Oh my
looks.
goodness. They're probably like, what is this relationship?
Yeah.
And she's very pregnant at this point.
Right. So we sit down, and the kids,
they
the
were
kids,
pretty good, yeah.
Yeah, but they had their moments, and I think it was kind of a wake-up call to us. Like, this is what children
It's going to be
act like, and this is what it's going to look like for us when we have kids. And so that was kind of an interesting couple hours at Outback. Yeah,
she was very calm though. I mean, one of them was throwing food across, and the other one was getting kind of whiny, and
reaching
he was
for
hitting the light fixtures,
Yeah.
and she was completely calm and good with him the whole time.
Yeah.
So once we finished lunch, we took her back home, and she kind of gave us a tour of her apartment, and we just gave her a hug, and we got in the car, and we almost started crying. Just
it was like
the
a scene out of a movie
she
where
was living in, and those 2 little boys, and I think at that point we knew like we wanted this to work no matter what, because we wanted to give that child, a better chance, if at all possible. And so we get home and everything is good. We started texting with her a little bit more, and at that point she kind of introduced a boyfriend into the picture,
who was not the birth father that she named when we first met her, and so it created a whole other dynamic to our relationship.
Yeah,
and
that's when she started asking for money, and that's when the whole relationship just kind of changed. And so that's when all the drama comes in and all the stories. So
and that'll be for the next time.
Yeah, it'll be a little longer next time.
Yeah,
because there are a lot of moving pieces with what was going on.
Yeah, this isn't like a story to scare anyone. It's just kind of our story, and just to kind of give kind of insight into what we went through. So, but definitely stay tuned for the next little installment. We should probably do that next week, so it won't be such a long delay. Yeah.
And just to mention really fast, whenever you move, when you're in the middle of adoption, you have to redo part of your home study. They have to come out again and check the house and make sure everything's good and there are no exposed wires. So
it's extra paperwork, and it's also some extra money too. So just to kind of keep that in mind.
So just think about
we learned that the hard way.
All right, guys. Well, have a good weekend, and we will hopefully, fingers crossed, try to make part 3 next week if everything goes smoothly for us. All right. Have a good night.
Bye.